Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You are watching Expoz, February 14, 2011, and it's 45 minutes after midnight. Happy Valentine's Day. Topic, a minor change in Expoz. And what this is going to do is just simply make it easier for you to determine if you want to read it or not. When I say that is, I'm going to start where I normally have the name Expoz, 3 periods, and then the title. I do that on all. Where I think this one is more important or is a warning, it'll have 3 stars in the title, not 3 periods. So it's information to start with that very few people will have, and not all of them will have it. It's of a greater importance than other Expoz videos. And last, this information is high on my list of warnings for us, for you. And you decide what, if any, action you should take if you feel you may or may not be affected. Expoz is for everyone because sooner or later you will be subjected to the known or the unknown. Expoz will tell you both, and that's why it was created. Although Expoz is for everyone, not everyone will be interested because many are just going along to get along. And, I've done that. I've followed the leader for a long time. And many simply will not believe what they cannot see and believes everything that their elected officials are telling them as the gospel, which is pure hogwash. I don't believe anything that they say, and I only believe half of what I see. And but let me tell you, first I want to tell you, for example, Egypt falling, Mubarak out. You want to know, how does that affect us? Well, it affects us a great deal, and I'll tell you why. Tunisia, Algeria, Egypt, and right now at least one other country, they have had 1,000 people pointed out in Egypt, and of this 1,000, they've been also seen in Algeria, 4 weeks later in Tunisia, 2 weeks later in Egypt, and right now today they're somewhere else. Same person. So it's the same group of people. They're called the Muslim Brotherhood. They're going out there dropping his countries, kicking out their presidents like they kicked out Mubarak. And he specifically said, I'm not going to step down for an outsider. Well, he finally was forced out. And the people in that country needs to be prayed for because they do not want the Muslim Brotherhood in. But, I'm just telling you what is going on. And you say again, how does that affect me? Well, when these dominoes finish falling, all the Arab countries will be under the Muslim Brotherhood. And then they will pick it up a notch in Europe and pick it up a notch in our country. Well, you still say, how does that affect you? That affects you. Let me tell you specifically, some of my content will mention Christians and Jews. And the reason you hear more content directed at this subject and these people are because we are now on the endangered species list. I said it right. I don't know if you've heard that, but I said it right. I hadn't heard it, but I bet you will hear it before long. And so I just want to tell you, and I'm going to give you a little bit of example too of what the content is going to be like. The Bible says in the end days your sons and daughters will have dreams and visions. Over a year ago, my daughter had a dream, and she typed it out, and I have it here. 6 months later, she had a couple more back to back. They were similar but minor changes, but they all meant the same thing. And that will be one of my topics, 3-star topics. And recently, as like 4 days ago, Sid Roth had a gentleman on a show that said he had these dreams and God told him to tell people. Well, blew me away because these are the same dreams my daughter had a year before I heard it. And so I know that people are having visions and dreams, and they're doing their best to tell people like you and me. Well, I have worked hard. I have tried to put the puzzles together, and believe it or not, they are coming together. A lot of my content is there. It's true, and I hadn't even heard of it when I put it out until a year later. So a lot of stuff that I'm giving you will come to pass. All of it will affect you. Everything will affect you in some way or the other. And so with all this, all the stuff that's going on, and all the crazies in our country today, from the southwest United States on the Mexican border, 35,000, between 35 and 38,000 dead. And the 2 blogs, or the 3 blogs prior to this one, if you look at it, you'll see what the Hispanics are saying about America. And you'll see what the Muslims are saying about America. That if the Christians cannot be conformed, they'll be annihilated. I'm telling you, people, this is happening. It's going down. And it's going to affect you and I. Now, depending on our belief, my belief is a pre-trib rapture. I may be wrong. If it is not, then I'm going to be subjected to the Muslim Brotherhood somehow, some way, or the Hispanics. We want to be protected. And there is a way to be protected. And we have a how-to book that tells us how to survive, how to speak words of wisdom that we've never heard of before, when we need them. Just everything in your life. I mean, everything. Find joy, find happiness in your marriage. But we have a how-to book that in these end days is telling us what to do. Pay attention to it. Because it's coming down. It will go by one day, but it'll catch you on the way. So look, grab that big old umbrella of coverage up there. God is the only creator, the only God. And he sent his only son to make sure that you are okay. So I'm putting all my faith in my Creator. None of my faith in a moon god or any other god. I will not worship nothing but the man or the God that created me, and the man that died to pay my debt because I don't have enough money to pay it. Anyway, the 3 stars by Expoz will tell you, hey, this is really important. It is a warning, and it's going to be for you. And again, it will be helpful. Some will be of really great information, and I've got 2 or 3 of them lined up. I'm just chomping at the bit to get them on, but I got to get them right. Jody Wolf, Expoz.